Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this does not work without you guys. Man, it's honestly, this Cowboys team's a mess. Raymond, I can't disagree with you, man. I miss the old days too. It has been bad. All this rumbling in the locker room is not a good thing going forward. I'm very concerned. I have to agree with you 100%. I mean 100%. But you know what? Let's put away all the noise for now. Let's put away all the noise. Earlier, okay, this week is a big week in the NFC East, okay? Let's be clear here. Let me try and reset this. I'm not used to wearing a hat, so I'm not sure how to use. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the hair. And, oh, Lordy, this is just messed up. Benjamin, we going to school today. My hair's getting so long, it's like getting in my ears now. Damn. This don't work with a hat. It don't work. It don't work with a hat. Okay. All right, I think I got it. What's up, everybody? All right. Today is interesting. I talked about that last night. Benjamin, I talked about that. I said maybe the Cowboys might want to start Ben Dianucci, because the team, we're down to our third string tackles. Seriously, our third string tackles. And our locker room, Stuart Morrison. What's up, Stuart? Yeah, we got some issues here. I'm trying to play with the sound a little bit here. Trying to get some of the stuff out of it. I'm still working on the outdoor set. Yes, Kurt, I was actually, the Washington football team does not play in Washington. They actually play over in Landover, Maryland. They haven't played in Washington since 1994. Yeah. So, this was interesting for me today. Today I went on Skins Fan all day. Excuse me, not Skins Fan. I'm sorry. Burgundy and Gold Fans channel today. He was doing a live stream. And you have to understand that for me, the last 6 years, I have been at FedEx Field watching the Dallas Cowboys take on the Washington football team. And for me growing up, it's always been Washington, Dallas. It was always that week that you circled on the calendar. And it was the big rivalry. And that's lost. It used to start out as soon as the game was over on Sunday, it was the focus would go on to the Washington team, or the Washington team would focus in on the Cowboys. And you would have, like Joe Gibbs would say that Cowboy fans are the ugliest fans in the world. Or you'd have, George Allen, talking about the Cowboys and, 40 men together can't lose and all this stuff. And you had, of course, Tom Landry, who wouldn't get down in the fight with that, who basically just kind of, bitch slapped the Washington team. They'd just take it out on the field. You had George Allen, who literally, if he could, he would say, forget the teams. Me and Tom Landry at midfield, we're just going to fight it out. That's going to be the game this week. And it was literally living and dying. And see, I realize, because the Washington franchise hasn't won a Super Bowl since 91, we haven't won one since 95, that a lot of you don't understand what it used to be and the history behind football. When I hear that our locker room is crumbling right now, and, guys are whining about too much practice and things, and I think about what their forefathers had done before them, the things that they did to stay on the field, the things they did for their team, that it's literally, I hate to say it, but you young people, man, you got it made. You got the internet and computers and all this stuff. You got air conditioning bubbles. I want you to understand that, for example, the Minnesota Vikings did not have an indoor stadium. They didn't have indoor practice facilities. You played out in the cold. You practiced out in the cold. Cowboys didn't have a bubble. They practiced out in that Texas heat. You guys don't understand what football used to be, so I want to try to give you a taste. Because, see, if you don't know where you've come from, you certainly don't know where you're going. Ryan Kirk, how you doing, Ryan? Zeppelin Van, what's up, Zeppelin? How you doing, man? JVHW, my Cowboys for life, Harrod Stiller. See what I see? No, you don't understand. I don't. You know, I don't have my sound box out here. Damn, you don't understand. But I want you guys to understand how football has changed, and I want to try and restart this rivalry. Now, I know, believe me, I know Washington is terrible. Cowboys are terrible. But you can take that stuff and you can get rid of it. You can forget the records, because this week is actually playing for something. Because this, I'm going to call this B to the third. B to the third. That's 1, 2, 3, right? And what that is Basement Bitches Bowl. Basement Bitches Bowl. The loser of this is headed straight for the basement. The season is over with. The winner still has hope. I'm not saying that either of us are going, that it's going to right our season or anything, but at least it gives you bragging rights. That at least you can say, hey, we beat the Giants, we beat the Washington football team, a team that doesn't have a name. And right now they're saying, you know what, we're good not having a name. We're thinking that next year we're just going to be a football team. And it's actually debatable if they are a football team. Not that I can say that we are right now, because right now apparently we're not much of a team either. We've got a locker room where some guys are talking to the media about the coaching staff and stuff, and we got other guys that are on the other side. So it's beginning to sound like we're not really a team. We've lost so many offensive linemen. We've lost our quarterback. But you know what? Here's where it's crazy. Here's what I want you to understand. In the history of the rivalry of the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team, that's debatable. Troy Aikman's first year, we were putrid. The Washington team, they had already won 2 Super Bowls in a decade. We had made it to the NFC Championship 3 years in a row and failed and went down the tubes. Tom Landry got fired. Jerry Jones buys the team. That team was pathetic, but they got one win against the Washington football team that was headed to the playoffs. And that felt like the Super Bowl for our team. On the flip side of that, there was the strike season. The strike season. The NFL decided, you know what, players, you don't want to play? It's cool. We're going to hire scabs. We're going to bring in players that weren't good enough for the NFL. We're going to put them on the field, and we're going to wait you out. Washington diehard fans, salute to you, man. You know what? Screw you're okay? The hell with your team, man. I'm trying to start this rivalry up again, man. I got hate in my heart for the Washington franchise. I hate them. That strike sort of season, by week number 4, you had NFL players that said, you know what? I appreciate that we're trying to strike for getting better things, but I need to get paid. And you started to have players that crossed the line, and the Dallas Cowboys were getting ready to play the Washington franchise. How you doing, Sarah? I'm sorry, I forgot to bring out my stream deck, so I would do ladies' night. It's ladies' night, and I'm feeling right. I can't push the button, so. That strike sorting season, the Cowboys had several players that crossed the line against the scabs. The Washington team didn't have anybody cross the line. And that scab team beat the Dallas Cowboys players. That helped propel them to the Super Bowl that they won. In fact, they kind of made a parody movie, The Replacements, but Keanu Reeves, one of my favorite movies and stuff in there. I play that clip. Go get me the ball. Get me the ball. Okay. But I'm going to play a clip. I'll probably get hit by the YouTube police, but it's okay. It's okay if I get hit by it, because this is important for you guys to understand what this used to be. All right? So let me see if I can do this. Let's see if I got it right. There we go. All right, so here we go.
In the chill of November. November can be cold and gray. November can be surly, with bitter rain upon the world and winter coming early.
Love the music. Trying to pull up the screen that I'm using. Okay, there we go.
This team means more to me than just another professional football team. And that's why I always did everything in my power to help make this organization and team the very best it could possibly be.
I want to say a big thanks to all those fans, because I, in my heart, believe you're the greatest fans. I'm going to tell you this, you're the greatest fans of all of pro sports. Hey, you made it what it was. You made that atmosphere what it was. You were the ones that prompted these players to play like they played.
You're a Redskins fan. You must hate the Dallas Cowboys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I love Redskin fans.
You sign on to the Washington Redskins.
No, you don't.
You sign on to hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, when you become a Dallas Cowboys, everybody come Redskin week talk about the difference between any other team and playing the Washington Redskins.
That's all they put on TV the whole week. The Cowboys, Redskins, and they were going out in the community talking.
Records didn't matter when this game happened. You can be 0-9 or 13-0. This is going to be probably one of the hardest games that you play in. And it was like an opportunity for me to play in those games. And I knew week in and week out that it was going to be a grudge match the whole game.
If you beat the Cowboys, you won a Super Bowl that year. If you don't make the postseason, you beat the Cowboys, it was an okay season for Redskins fans.
There are arguably other great rivalries on the football field. Michigan versus Ohio State, but Ann Arbor versus Columbus, Michigan versus Ohio. The longest running rivalry in pro football is Green Bay versus Chicago. Yes, there is something to that longevity, but does that matchup include city, culture, and ownership? When you say Cowboys versus Redskins, it is about two teams who between them have been to the Super Bowl 13 times. Two teams that are in the top 5 most valuable sports franchises in the world. Two teams that between them have an NFL record for single game attendance, the top 10 single season attendance totals, and the record for most consecutive sellouts. Two teams who have the highest television ratings in a league that dominates national television.
Hard to believe. Neither of us are winning shit.
And two teams with the most symbols of pomp and circumstance, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and the oldest and best fight song, Hail to the Redskins.
Well, guess that went out the window.
Dallas and Washington are the nation's 4th and 6th biggest metropolitan areas, but they're number 1 and 2 in biggest growth per year. And it is safe to say that a Cowboys-Redskins game engages more fans between its cities than any other two teams.
You'll get it from the owner, you'll get it from the coaches, you'll get it from the fans, you'll get it from the milkman if he's delivering your milk, or the newspaper man that's dropping off the newspaper. Everybody talks about you got to understand the depth.
You got to
of
understand.
the Washington Redskins if you play for the Dallas Cowboys.
The
I gotta grab
rivalry even goes back to when the Cowboys became a franchise in 1960.
The Cowboys wanted to have a team, and George Preston Marshall wouldn't let them get one. It had to be a unanimous decision by all the NFL owners. So the Cowboys owner at the time actually bought the rights to hail to the Redskins and blackmailed the Redskins into allowing them to be a team.
So the Cowboys blackmailed the Redskins to let them get a franchise. The Redskins have 20 Hall of Famers, the Cowboys 16. The first class that entered the Hall of Fame was in 1963, and there were 2 Redskins inductees, owner George Preston Marshall, he who held hostage the Cowboys getting a franchise, and Sammy Baugh, the legendary quarterback and punter, was also inducted.
Slinging Sammy Baugh.
Thank you, Harry. I feel as other.
That's the Pro Football Hall of Fame, guys.
Up here.
That's the Hall of
I'm
Fame,
very
the
honored
initial
to be inducted
inducted.
into Pro Football Hall of Fame. To me, the people who should be honored are the owners, Mr. George Preston Marshall, president of Washington Redskins. I had the privilege of playing with him on his team for 16 years. I learned to respect Mr. Marshall. I've learned to love Mr. Marshall. And I've had the honor of playing with some great football players. I'll never forget those good lines up in front of me, those good pass receivers I had the opportunity to throw into. Thank you very much.
The Redskins had a 23-year head start, and at one point in the rivalry, had almost double the amount of Hall of Famers, especially when Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different starting quarterbacks, a record in and of itself. He was inducted in 1996.
I gotta tell you, no matter who you play for or who you coach for, I'm gonna tell you something. And some of the other players up here will all tell you this. When you walk out in that stadium at RFK, it's one of the greatest feelings in pro sports.
But there was
Dumps.
no one on either side of the ball that stoked and milked the rivalry more than George Allen, who was elected to the Hall in 2002.
Hey, listen up. Gang, here's a ball.
Here's the
For
ball.
a guy that works real hard.
Works real
And
hard.
he's been in a lot of these games before. But it took a lot of cast-offs, a bunch of Redskins, and a hell of a good group of guys to get him his second one, Coach. Go down!
My dad's first season with the Redskins was 71. And we believe Tex Schramm got the NFL to give our first 3 games were at St. Louis, at New York, and at Dallas. So they gave us the first 3 games on the road, all division games. And we went 3.
See how I like that.
Winning at the Cotton Bowl, that game 3. Charlie Haraway had a great run for about a 57-yard touchdown. And John Wilbur had a great game. And a lot of former Cowboys had good games in it. And winning that game was a significant game for the Redskins and this community. Because when we came back to Washington that night on the flight,
This blows my
we
mind.
almost couldn't land because the fans had rushed the tarmac at Dulles Airport. And the crowd that greeted us after being 3-0 and winning that game of 5,000 people, I think that ignited this market.
Can you imagine being able to rush the tarmac?
A successful Redskin football team really brings this community together.
And keep coming on every play and we'll win.
Zeppelin fan, amen on that.
40 men together can't lose.
Dad was superstitious, and one time he noticed what I was wearing, and he said, "I thought you wore white when we won that game, that previous game." And I said, "I might have. You know, I didn't think of it that way. I wasn't that superstitious as a kid. I am now because I learned that from Dad." He wanted me to wear the winning outfit. It didn't matter if it was cold, hot, doesn't matter. We don't change a winning routine in anything we do, and my mom knew that as well. He'd have to have the rice pudding after the game. He had to have his peanut butter and jelly on Thursday because that was the winning combination.
Great win. We beat them out their own game. You out hit them. Now we bring those damn Cowboys next.
The Cowboys had fallen on hard times in the 80s after losing the NFC Championship game to the 49ers in a game made famous for the catch. They were sold to Jerry Jones in 1989, and his first season was disastrous, finishing with a 1-15 record.
No matter what, the Washington Redskins, the years that they won a Super Bowl, we can come in and beat them. We were 1-15. That was the only team we won.
Dallas, the 1 year with Troy Aikman and Emmett and all those guys.
Troy didn't play that game.
Team. You remember that 1 year, their one win was against us.
With all of our excitement and enthusiasm, we went out that first year and just won one football game in 1989. But things soon changed. They changed with really great ability and great passion.
But as general manager,
Howard, thank you very much for that.
For 5 future Hall of Famers, cutting into the Redskins Hall of Fame lead.
Michael Irvin taught me the art of smiling in the face of adversity. The rougher it was, the louder
He better
the
be smiling right now.
Football player.
You see, I knew Jerry had put all he had in the purchasing of the Cowboys. And
Howard.
That's the way I see Jerry. He's a man that's willing to give all he has, and all he wants is to bring the Cowboy family Super Bowls.
Emmett Smith, if I've ever seen a man of gold that followed him, was Emmett Smith.
So, Jerry, thank you for believing in me as a football player and knowing that I can get the job done.
Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher, and the great thing about that, his rookie year, he said to me he was going to become the all-time.
No, we're 1 point favorite over the Washington football team.
Jerry
I don't know
Jones taught me so much about family, taught me so much about business, taught me a lot about life.
Jerry's done so many great things. My daughter, Brianna, she had leukemia, and Jerry opened up Cowboy Stadium to do the biggest bone marrow drive in the history to try to help me save my daughter's life. Jerry, when I got traded to the Cowboys, the first handshake I received was Jerry Jones. You know, I got off the plane, was 8 cameras looking, I couldn't see nothing, and there's a hand stick off. Hi, I'm Jerry Jones of the Dallas, owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome to Dallas.
You know, when you...
Progressive presents.
We got an ad. Oh, crap. Sorry, guys.
Are amongst so many people, there's so many voices out there, and you make a big play, and you're sitting there on the sideline, and you can sort of hear their heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. It gets louder and louder and louder. And when you can figure out how to put that defibrillator on yourself and shock somebody in their chest and make the whole heartbeat go quiet, that's when you feel like you've done something important and you made a big play for your team.
But even as the Cowboys began to win more games on the field and in the rivalry and creep up on the Hall of Famer ladder, there was one Redskin to date they could not catch. Redskin wide receiver Art Monk holds the record for the longest ovation in the history of the Hall of Fame, over 5 minutes. Coming full circle in this Hall of Fame Redskins-Cowboys rivalry, 54 years after the Redskins had their owner in the Hall of Fame, here comes a man that outside of George Allen still uses the rivalry to his full advantage.
Yo, Jerry and the coaches, going back all the way to the Landry days, going back to Jerry telling us about the owners, how maybe they would bicker back and forth, or they would, have some type of bet or something, or the players going back and forth. Even when you walk through the locker room all the way down through the tunnel, they'll do little things where they would let the cheerleaders walk by you. to try to distract you. Or the stadium's dripping all this nasty water and you guys going through this muggy hole, this tunnel that you're going through, and you hear all the fans outside, throwing batteries and yelling at you and telling you what type of team you are.
Yeah, it was a crummy stadium. I mean, we had crud hanging off of it. And the fans are right on top of everybody. But I'm going to tell you this, when people came in there, it was hard to beat us.
And then you finally get out there.
You were in the
see your
shithole.
opponent on the other end of the sideline, and they have just as much tenacity, just as much hate for you on the other side of that sideline. And it's just, you feel and you know the reason why you put those pads on. And that's to go to battle with your team.
Looking back on the memory.
That's right.
Our lives really are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I've had to have missed the dance. That's football. Inspiration, dreams. We got here with a love of football and love of family.
This rivalry is so much more than the game on the field. That is only the product of a deep passion and envy between fans, cities, organizations, owners, and the penultimate Hall of Famers. It is not about wins and losses. It is about a cultural pride that both teams represent that has captured the heart of the nation who only wishes that they had a rivalry with so much meaning.
I just saw a guy coming here, had a sticker,
Dexter Midley,
on a van, Cowboy stickers. Normally I say something to him.
Dexter Midley was crazy.
It's alive. When we hired Mike Shanahan to come here and hired Coach Gruden to come here, we explained to them, this, just so you know, we want to win. Understand, don't you ever think before we play a Dallas game and the press says, how are you going to go, to say this is another game. The fans do not want to hear that. This is a Dallas game.
Ooh.
Everyone kind of declared Dallas America's team, and frankly, I take offense to that.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah, boy.
The prairie sky is wide and high, deep in the heart of Texas.
It is my pleasure to introduce Coach Tom Landry.
It makes it a little bit special today to have Roger Staubach, and present me for induction into the Hall of Fame. I could talk for hours about Roger Staubach. The odds were against him from the outset. The Cowboys drafted Roger as a future choice in the 10th round in 1964 when he still had a year in the Naval Academy and 4 years of active duty ahead of him. I never thought we'd ever see this Heisman Trophy winner in a Cowboys uniform.
Of course, I went on to be drafted by the Dallas Cowboys and learned how to be a professional quarterback, not only as a runner, but also as a passer.
The rabbits rush around the brush, deep in the heart of Texas. The Cowboys cry, yippee-yi, deep in the heart of Texas. The doggies ball.
Coach Landry made a great comment in that meeting. He stood up and he said this. He said, I really didn't think it was very important for me to get in the Hall of Fame, but I did think it was important for all my players.
Sometimes when we played well during the course of a long season, Joe Gibbs would give us off Monday and Tuesday. Dallas week, we didn't get a Monday off.
No matter what, Washington can be one of the worst teams, and they will still always either beat us or give us those tough tank games. That's what makes that rivalry so great.
I think this team can feel it, feel the intensity, the importance of it.
You don't go in the locker room and play the music anymore. It's sheer quietness, to where you hear all the guys being very, very focused on what's the task at hand.
I grew up watching Westerns and Cowboys versus Redskins, and then got a chance to play for the Dallas Cowboys and see that rivalry up close and taste it.
The halls of Congress understand that it's Redskins, Cowboys week. and they have to pick a side. And it doesn't matter if you're a senator from Idaho, you've got to pick a side on the Redskin Cowboys. Redskin Cowboy Week is special in the nation's capital.
Wow. You know, I saw somebody said that they can't watch anymore because it's making them depressed. You know, it's about pride right now. You know, both of our teams are terrible. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat and bullshit you and tell you, hey, you know, we got to great. It's bad. It's bad. It's worse than I have ever seen. You know, when you hear about, you know, the locker room and everything, I didn't turn on the lights out here. It looks like the sun's going down. So I'm going to start getting darker and darker here. Maybe it gets kind of creepy because we're getting close to Halloween. But what this used to be, what the both franchises, and not just the Cowboys, you know, it actually hurts me how both teams have gone down the toilet, because there was nothing better than Washington being good and the Cowboys being good and playing for something that mattered. You don't understand that it was winning the division or in the playoffs and you know, in bragging rights. It hurts to where we are now, especially when we had, you know, let's be 100% honest. Mike J, what's up, Mike? Thank you for the super chat, Mike. We had a lot of expectations that probably, as always, weren't realistic. Having a new coach come in, the turnovers of players, the turnovers on the field, and having to redo everything in a hurry because of COVID. Maybe we all thought the team was, you know, good. Maybe we, you know, thought it was too good, but we didn't think it was going to be this bad. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be this bad. But what I want to do, you know what? We ain't going to the Super Bowl. I mean, let's be honest here. 2020 sucks. 2020 is going to go down in history as one of the worst years on record. We know this. But you know what? Let's enjoy this week. Forget about the records. Forget about the problems that we have. Let's just focus in on beating the Washington football team. I'm trying to bring back the rivalry. I'm talking smack to all those Redskin fans out there. Okay, I hate you. I hate you. You see? Did I say Redskins? Oh, this is what they just should have done. Instead of getting rid of the chief, they just put a red line in it. Look at that. It works perfect. It works perfect. I've got. I hope it'll be a sacrificial lamb. I got Skins fan. Oh, excuse me. God, I keep forgetting. Can't say Skins. I can't say Washington Redskins anymore. I got burgundy and gold all day. All day. He's coming up here to my house. Now, burgundy and gold, let me pass on the rules to my house. I've had Rashid in here. Rashid, and, you know, he ended up having a Jerry Springer moment with his wife last week, okay? We can't have that. This is a family channel here, okay? Some of you out there, you know, don't understand YouTube, okay? Because you're overrated. You know, those swamp rats. I don't have a problem with fans of other teams coming here, as long as you're not a bandwagon fan. Because bandwagon, excuse me, let me not use. I'm sorry, because we keep being called bandwagon fans. I should say cockroaches. Okay. You know, if you're gonna talk the talk, then walk the walk. One thing I can tell you, I talk a lot of trash. But I am a die hard, and believe me, I've been dying hard this year. Lord knows, been dying so damn hard with the Cowboys. Oh, God. 38 freaking points a game the defense gives up. Never seen that. If you lose, man up. Man up. Don't be a little biatch and hide. Howard Floyd, thank you, man. Howard, I've never seen him play with less passion. You know, I wish I could go through and just show. Thank you for that super chat. In fact, let me. Yeah, thank you, Howard. And for all the ladies that are up in here that I missed, I went in there. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sarah Nicole. Sarah, you were born a Cowboys fan? Asked your mom. Okay. Mom, was she born a Cowboy fan? I've been talking so much trash to the Redskin fans and everything. You know what's funny? I tell you what's funny. So I went by FedEx Field today, okay? I got close to the stadium, but, you know, when you get close to the stadium, you got to look up. I'm telling you. Excuse me. Must have breathed some of those toxic fumes from the stadium. But if you ever go to FedEx Field, make sure you look up because it's literally falling apart. And you don't want some of like the cement or some of the rust or some of the grime to like fall on you. Okay. So you got to look up. You got to look up Joe Gonzalez. Thank you very much. And so I was over there and looking at this ugly ass stadium because I wanted to get a little background for the game, you know, because I'm like, this is, you know, it hit me today that it's hump day. You know, through all of our problems and losing Monday night to the Cardinals and then hearing, you know, about, you know, we got more linemen that are hurt and, you know, and of course, how Andy Dalton played. You had so much stuff going on. And it's like, oh, my God, it's Redskin week. Frick. It's hate week. And I wanted to go over there and just start, you know, bombasting the Washington team. And that's when I started feeling the sense of, wow. Because I've been to the Redskins Cowboys game 6 years in a row there. I think 2 times I was in Dallas for it. And thinking that, you know, last year we did the tailgate. We had about 400 people there. 400 people. And looking at that stadium and seeing, we're not going there. We can't. We're not allowed. Seeing all the old Redskins logos gone off the stadium and stuff, and realizing that that stadium is much like the history and the rivalry. It's just disappeared. And it took me full circle to Roger Staubach and meeting him and him saying to me, it's just great to be remembered. And see, a lot of the old school people like me that were part of that rivalry, seeing those games, you know, the Chief is gone, Crazy Ray is gone. Those sold out stadiums, you know, where the RFK would literally rock and they would cheer, we want Dallas, you know? That all of that stuff, just like the logo, is gone. But see, it's our job as older statesmen, as older people who lived it, to keep the memory alive. Because what we have to do first is get the memory alive again. To get that fire lit, to get that passion. Us as fans have to get together and let Jerry Jones and the Jones family understand that this is not acceptable. The shit that we see on the field, that we were once great, that if we weren't in playoffs and going to Super Bowls, it was a failure. And right now, as we sit here with one of the worst teams that I've ever seen in my life, as we know that the coaching staff is not doing the deal, that the players are dividing the locker room, we hear Jerry Jones saying, Mike McCarthy's okay. We're in first place. What the F is that? Are you kidding me? What happened to Charles Haley saying, I'm the owner of the Dallas Cowboys? Being up on that high horse, being America's team. Now it's like, hey, we're in first place. Okay, cool. What happened to people or players being upset when they lost? Oh, let me turn the lights on. I got to turn on the lights. While I'm turning on the lights, let me at least try and make you guys feel better. Hang on. I got to turn the lights on, but we'll go to a little commercial here.
This is rap. Okay, they get you put him on the stinking dog. Unacceptable crap. God, fire. I'm gonna say money. Yeah. You like the voiceover? The effects are. The effects. Maybe the most important one of the year. He made it. Phil, he's crying. He's so crying.
About to show the kill.
Why is it crying? Wait. Downfield. He dropped it. He dropped it. Nelson Aguilar dropped it. I don't even know what he did. John Don Farmer drove by Jim Schwartz. That's trash. Earth just got it. He had it. How does he drop? Big pass. You have to catch that ball.
Oh my God.
Does anybody know? Did anybody know? Am I the only person? Do I speak dog?
Yes, you do. I love it. Philly 500. You got to love Philly 500. So I had to turn the lights on. It was, the sun was actually, whiting out the screen here when I first started, and I just wanted to come in and share what it used to be like for our Cowboys and the Washington franchise, and hope, let's try and spark a little bit of fun. The season stinks. I know it does. But do we have to make it ruin it for ourselves? I know, believe me, there's nothing more that I would like to have than us being in the playoffs and being a great team and being a Super Bowl team. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to. We were 3-5 in 18. We could turn it around. I'm not expecting it to with all the players that we have hurt, but, Sean Lee's practicing. We'll get, Randy Gregory back this week. We got some players. Maybe the defense steps up a little bit. Maybe Andy Dalton isn't as bad. Heck, you're having rumors now of Cowboys might trade for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Okay. Fitzmagic. And what's up, DMV? DMV, hey, listen, are you going to be here Sunday, DMV? We're going to have burgundy and gold all day up in here too. So we and I've got, I'm working on making sure that we can have fun with this thing. Okay, we gonna have fun with that. But I just want you younger people who haven't experienced, who have not experienced what that rivalry used to be for the NFL. It's one of the biggest. It used to be one of the biggest games, or both of them, of the NFL season. It's like, now of course it's like the Ravens and Steelers. Put the kids to bed because it's the black and blue game. But we were bigger, much bigger than that was, and it's sad to see where both franchises are. But I have hope, and maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm Charlie Brown, and I'm trying to kick the football, and Jerry Jones is going to pull it out from under me. It's probably true, but you know what? I am not going to let it destroy me and control my emotions. I am going to have fun for the rest of this week, and I'm going to have fun regardless win, lose, or draw Sunday with hopefully DMV, with Burgundy and Gold all day, E2 Blue, Michael Anthony Fitness. We're going to still have fun. And tomorrow night, I'm going to have a lot of fun because I can kick back and watch the Eagles and the Giants. And now I got a real problem. I got a real problem here because, honestly, the Giants winning helps the Cowboys, right? Because we beat the Giants. They end up being 2-5, right? But we own the tiebreaker over them, right? Okay, all right, right. Eagles losing, Eagles win, then they're in first place, at least until Sunday. I don't want, listen, I'd like as much cushion as possible. But Philly 500, this guy.
I fire Howard. Fucking fire. Stupid motherfucker! What an idiot! What an idiot! Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver. Are you kidding me? I don't want Justin Jefferson in his ass. He's stupid. I fire his ass. I fire his ass. I mean, how he's got to be stupid. What are you doing? You just let Dallas take him. You.
All right, so you want the Eagles to lose. Now, Philly 500 has issued a bet at Copizzle or Copizzle or Copiss or whatever. How about just jackass? He called him Swamp Rat. He said, listen, I'm going to challenge you, Copizzle. See, basically he bitch slapped him. He said, if the Giants win, I will shave my head and my beard. I'll leave the goatee, and I'll do 2 videos without a hat on. And if the Giants lose, that he would do the same thing. Now, I don't exactly trust Copizzle because I think he's kind of welched out of some bets before. I think he's welched out. That's what I think. I've heard some people say that he's a cockroach. Well, thank you, Kachilta. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. Thanks for subscribing. What will he have? Oh, nothing. Nothing will happen if they tie. But that would be what would happen with the NFC least because that's the kind of year it is. But, yeah, he said basically Copizzle would have to no hat, shave his head, no glasses. I kind of want to see that. If we win, can I get a haircut, Mr. Nardo? Why is everybody so worried? I'm trying to understand why everybody's so worried about my hair. You got to understand, man, my hair has never been this long before, and it's something new for me. And, I might get twists done with it. I might decide to go ahead and just have a mullet, I might get braids, with some beads put on there and try to, let's say I'm Rick James, damn it. Rick James. Okay, come on. Would you lay? Just look at the center of the. Don't look at the hair then. The funny part is yeah, I know, Paul. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh yeah, brother. Be blessed, our Lord Jesus Christ, and we can get through these days. And let's go. Oh, Dallas Sports 1977. I know. I'm like, every day that I wake up, I'm looking at it like it's a blessing, because it ends up being. It seems like every day it's something else. It's something else, and you just say, okay, that's it. Okay, everything bad that can happen has already happened. And it's like, no. It's just not happening. It's just bad. Best thing the Cowboys can do is lose every game and get a low pick. Steve Scroggins, I tell you what, if we lose to the Washington football team, that's what's going to happen. I just don't see. I don't see you recovering from that one. If you lose to the Browns, the Cardinals, and the Washington football team, bro, you're the New York Jets. So that's all I really wanted to go ahead and talk with you guys about. I just want to have a little history lesson. I want to try to get this hate week going, because if we win, now here's what you got to look at. Listen. I know you win. Okay, big deal. We're 3-4. Okay, yeah. Okay, we still stink, but understand what we're playing for. You know how bad they'll feel in Washington if they lose. They're already like, we got one win. We stink. Oh man, the thing that's going on with Haskett. See, that's what you got to look at. We are bad. We feel bad about ourselves, but we can make another fan base feel worse. Think about the Giants. They had a chance. And of course they're saying, well, we should have beat you. Well, you should have beaten, yeah, but you didn't. We got the victory. Now shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut it. Okay? Cowboys suck. But Steve, I know we suck regardless. Listen. We've lost 4 tackles. 4 offensive tackles, okay? We've lost 2 centers. We've lost 2 guards. We've lost our quarterback. Dude. You lose that many players. I'm sorry. It's hard. Yeah, you're just not going to win when you lose that many players. We are completely decimated on offense. Dak is out for the season. He'll be sometime February, March, or April. He'll be ready, full go. But it's kind of funny now that it seems like there's a renaissance about Dak Prescott.
When you put bacon on anything, it tastes better.
Hold on. I have. Let me show you guys this one. Hold up. This is what's kind of cool. I love my set. Okay, to be able to do these kinds of things. But check this out. I absolutely positively love this one.
When you put bacon on anything, it tastes better. You put bacon on a breakfast burrito, it's better. Bacon on a biscuit, it's better. Bacon on a hamburger, it is better. That's what Dak Prescott was for this team. This team was terrible, but he was bacon. You know what Andy Dalton is? Just like I told y'all he was. He's turkey bacon. It kind of looks the same. You still have some of the same pieces, but you got to cook it different. You can't put turkey bacon in the pan. You got to do it on a George Foreman because it falls apart. It's not as crispy. It doesn't fix everything and make it feel good, make it taste good to you. Now y'all all want bacon. Y'all thought y'all didn't want to eat pork no more. I bet you want the pork back now when you got 10 points. When it was really 3 the whole game, when you get beat by a team that only completes 9 passes, y'all don't want the fake stuff no more, so we're not doing no turkey bacon, we ain't doing no Splenda, we ain't doing no stevia. You go get you the real pork, because a pig ain't never did nothing to me. I'm done. I'm not doing no more show.
I don't even know what to say.
Oh my God! I'm hoping that doesn't get hit by the YouTube police, but that is going to be a classic. That literally is that's the take of the year right there. You know that Andy Dalton is literally turkey bacon. Okay, come on, man. Ooh, how's Zeke fan, man? I'm just trying to figure out how we get a win, man. Show Dak the money. Zeke. Damn, I want bacon. Oh, man. You know, bacon. He's right, though. Bacon makes everything better, man. You know, bacon on my black and blue jalapeno sliders. Oh, that's good. That's good. Bacon, egg, and cheese, man, on a biscuit. That's the shit, man. Bacon in shrimp and grits. Boom. Bacon bits on a salad. Boom. He's right, man. Bacon bits. All right, y'all. So we've been almost an hour. It's been 55 minutes. We'll hold on for about 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. And then we're going to go ahead and end this. You know, I kind of like being able to come out here in the afternoon and do a little live stream and just kind of chill. Mark, I just watched the pregame show and they picked Dallas 3 times and Washington 3 times. That's super weird how we're looking this bad. You know what? Here's the thing that's kind of funny to me. Every year, it seems like when we're expected to win, we fall flat on our face. Seriously. Sing? Wait, your neighbor's got a got a pig? Stop talking about bacon. You gotta go murder the pig. Hey, you know, if you can get it, you get that slab of bacon. That's a lot of bacon. That's a lot of bacon you can get if you got a whole pig. I'm just saying. Share some with the brother. But every year that they pick the Dallas Cowboys, that were expected to do well, we always fall on our face. Remember when the Super Bowl was going to be in Dallas, they were saying the Cowboys could be the first team. They're loaded. They could be the first team to host the Super Bowl in their own stadium. And we fell flat on our face. I think that was the first year that Jason Garrett ended up being the coach. It's the years that they don't expect us to do anything. Think about it. It was 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. And Jason Garrett had the play calling taken from him. They were saying Tony Romo's a choker and everything else. And then we go 12-4, and we have the no catch away from the NFC Championship game. Then 2015, Cowboys lost Tony Romo. Season's over with, done. We go 13-3. The next year they say, "Oh, the Cowboys, they're a great team. They're ready to rock and roll." And what happened? 2018? I'm sorry, 2017? We fell flat on our face. Zeke Elliott suspended and everything else. And Tyron Smith was hurt. Sean Lee was hurt. This is the most weapons. Oh, my God. You know what, DMV? It's funny because people are now kind of realizing, oh, well, maybe Dak was better than we thought. Maybe he was hiding, covering up a lot of the things and problems that the Cowboys had. Oh, right? Remember how people used to say with the weapons that Dak Prescott has, that anybody could just step in there and they were going to be great. All you got to do is, you just get under center and you're automatically going to be great because you have all those great weapons. How's that working out for you? How's that working out? Still believe that? Still believe that you don't have to have a quarterback that can deliver the ball to those weapons? Still believe that you don't need that? That anybody can just go out there and throw the football to a wide open receiver? Okay, yeah. So, y'all, it's hate week. It's hate week. Find a Redskin fan. Excuse me. Find a Washington football team fan and smack them. Okay? Get fired up. No, actually, don't smack them. I'm not trying to get you put in jail. Just give them a smack them look, like you want to smack them, and tell them Your team sucks more than my team. Do it. Philly 500 mad, yeah. Mark, Giants will win tomorrow night. I don't know. Giants play pretty good. Actually, Eagles, they've lost the last two, but they've at least showed up. I'm not sure that we showed up last week. We looked more dejected, deflated, and now we've got all kinds of drama with I just don't know what, at this point, I have been, after, 2020, Brian SoCal was up. The way we've been beat down by 2020, Dak Prescott getting injured. Everybody on the offensive line getting injured. Mike McCarthy, a guy who won a Super Bowl, looking like he's don't know jack. Nothing would surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we won 50-0. It wouldn't surprise me if we lost 40-8. That's how crazy the season is. So we've been on the YouTube here for an hour. I don't want to hog the YouTube, but remember, mentally slap a Washington football team fan. Tell them their team stinks worse than we are. And you don't even have a name. That's right. The Battle of B to the 3. Baseman Bitches Bowl. You heard it here first on the Joe Boo Sports Report. And with that being said, I am going to get ready to get up out of here. I appreciate Howard Floyd and the other people that did the super chats. I'm sorry, I can't remember your names right offhand. I wrote your numbers down. You're in the bucket. We're going to do a drawing here. Not trying to go to jail, man. I said mentally smack them. Mentally. Okay? And tell them their team stinks. Okay? Yeah, at that point, if they hit you, then it's on them. It's on them. All right, y'all. Thank you for being here. Hey, and check out if you go into my descriptions and stuff, I have now actually doing some podcasts, okay? Got some podcasts going on. Check them out. If you're actually driving, you got some time and all that, and you don't want to be looking at a video, okay, you can listen to podcasts. We're taking our live streams on Monday night and Friday night and putting them on there, and I'm also doing different content and stuff. So what I actually put up today is very fitting for a day like today. A lot of people say that you're not a real Dallas Cowboy fan if you're not from Dallas. And I give you kind of the story of how I became a Dallas Cowboy fan and how stupid people that say that kind of crap are. So check it out. Check it out. Listen to it. Like I said, you got some time to kill. You cleaning the house or washing the car or working in the garage. Listen to a podcast. All right, with that being said, we're going to turn out the lights because this party's over.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.